This is Contexture TV on the radio, and we are here with a new edition of Chicago's Finest. We are interviewing the management team for Chicago's BopKing DLOW.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for being here. Olivia.
Yes, I'm here.
And,
Thank you.
and PJ. And thank you so much for being on my show tonight. I really just wanted to, let our listeners sort of get an insight into what it takes to be a manager, what management is, and sort of what are the challenges and the great things about being on the management side of an artist.
Yeah, I'll
Absolutely.
let Olivia handle that. My job is pretty easy. I just handle social media.
Yeah, PJ's our social media manager. I'm the business manager, but I don't know that his job is easy because he sees all the notifications, he does all the posts, and he does the follow up. And he also responds to all the messages, which would make me crazy if I had to do that. So, yeah, with over 95,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
actually over 96,000.
Oh, wow, it's growing. So tell me a little bit, as the media manager, how fast is that following gaining momentum? What's that look like?
Like on a daily, it's probably up to 300 likes. Well, we were speaking of Instagram right now. 300, well, new followers. And like, if I was to post something, like it instantly, probably within 20 minutes, has like 100 to 200 just instant likes. I'm wondering like if people even pay attention to the post, or is it just because it's coming from D-Lo that we're just gonna like it? But yeah, it
Wow.
kind of goes pretty fast. But whatever the reason it is, they are engaging, and they tend to I'm being funny with that, but they really engage because they comment if we ask to comment on it. But then I think we're giving away the secret because I'm supposed to be D-Lo. I'm telling the secret.
Well, maybe we do want more listeners, but But I think it's just a little insight into how this whole thing works because an artist is it focuses on their artistry, right?
Yes.
So it really is teamwork. This isn't one person by themselves handling everything.
Absolutely not. As a manager, as a business manager, I'm looking at budgets and managing studio time and rehearsals for the dance studio and making sure that things are running smoothly so that D-Lo can focus on the artistry. And I couldn't do it without a team. Truly, if I had to focus on the social media piece, I couldn't do anything else. So, and then Marquise Wise is part of our team. He's not here, but he does all the bookings. We get between 100 to 200 requests per week for D-Lo to appear at club bookings, birthday parties, high school, promotional events and pep rallies. So it's a lot of work, and I absolutely rely on my team.
Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit, going with the management as a career, how did you get into this field? Like, what was that?
I think it's an amalgamation of all the things I've had, experiences that I've had in the past. I worked in alumni relations for university, and I managed students. I managed younger people, which is something I'm working with now. I also managed the director of alumni relations, so I managed up and down. I managed the entire office and the flow of what was happening, and the way that I met D-Lo was through Donda's House. I've been a board member for over 2 years at Donda's House, and that's Kanye West's foundation. And what we do is we teach creative writing and music to young people ages 15 to 24. So D-Lo was scheduled to be at OffFest, which was September 21st of 2013, was the very inaugural event. 2014. I'm going way past.
Right,
And when I met him there, I thought, well, he was scheduled to perform, and he didn't make it in time. But what I realized is, as a young person trying to manage his schedule, it was just too much for him to manage. So that's something that I very much am a part of. But the way that I came to it was, working with children and teens and Parks and Recreation to keep them motivated through that. My university experience, my board experience, and then my background as a nonprofit manager as well.
Okay.
So all of those pieces together brought me to where I am now to be his manager.
Well, and that's a really interesting point that I definitely want to put some emphasis on is that sometimes your dream job or your things that you really truly enjoy are found and they're not something that you plan, and that all the things through life sort of prepare you for them once you find out what they are. So tell me a little bit.
I guess I can elaborate on that because I'm known as the social media kind of expert, if you will, but that just happened from I was bored. Like when I came a point in my in life, like I had a job, but after work, like what to do? Get on the internet. The internet was so fascinating to me. So I'm going back far, like to MySpace time. So you probably talking
Yeah,
early
I
two
know my space
thousands,
time. Yeah, yeah.
but it was like everybody's like, man, you so fascinated with the internet. Why you always on the internet? But all that time on the internet, like, showed me how social media was starting to work, like before it got to where it
Mhm.
is now.
Mhm.
And so
So
that's
you
kind
kind
of
of
where,
got you
yeah,
kind of got behind the scenes before it got
yeah.
really
And
popping.
so it's like what people consider, oh, you're good at it. It's just like you're good at anything you do hours. You spend time and
Sure,
time
sure.
doing. And so that's how
Absolutely.
it kind of came for me.
So tell me a little bit about what's a typical day like working with Dilo, working as a team. What are some of the daily
Um,
challenges? Let's say.
um, it's fun, but it's crazy. Like it's all over the place because you're dealing with a teenager. I guess at the end of the day, a teenager that I have a 17-year-old daughter. For some reason, they don't lose energy and they don't lose ideas. So that that part of it keeps it fun, but they don't communicate as well. So
And
it's
they
like
never
yeah,
get tired.
yeah,
I want to go to sleep,
yeah,
and he's still
yeah.
working.
But all in all, I mean, it's a humbling experience actually to be working with a young man because he is so beloved by so many youth around the nation, that really look up to him. Everywhere we go, they're screaming for him. And so it shows me the influence that he has on them. And so for me, it's just for us to try to impact that influence, to make an influence on the influence that's influencing the youth. And so that's,
Interesting.
for me,
Wow, that's a
yeah,
lot of responsibility.
yeah,
That's a lot of responsibility. But I think, from what I've seen as an observer and as a viewer and a fan as well, I really see that D'Lo is really committed to nonviolence, committed to positive, really loves young
yeah,
people and like has a
yeah.
Yes.
passion for it. Tell me a little bit about his artistry. I mean, he's not here right now, but you have the best insight.
Well, in terms of his artistry, he's very much motivated by what he sees. And what I mean by that is his life has been Chicago. It's primarily the west side of Chicago. He's had a lot of friends die, he's seen a lot of gun violence, and his music is the opposite of what you might see the Chirac movement. He's completely against it, but he has best friends who are artists in that movement, and he still listens to their songs. But what he chooses to do is be very positive with his lyrics and inspire youth to do something
Hmm.
outside of being in a gang.
Hmm.
When he talks about the D-Lo gang, these are kids who dance, these are kids who are artists, these are people who sing. They're not shooting one another. And in terms of the what he sees as being his influence, that's why I really want to get him outside of Chicago as well, because whatever D-Lo sees, that comes into a song, that comes into a dance.
Mm.
So he's very much inspired by his environment. So I want to increase that and make it larger for him.
So that's a perfect segue into sort of what's on the horizon as the management team. What are some of the initiatives, or what do you want to do?
Well, he was invited by America's Got Talent to audition, and that show will be
Oh.
held in New York, filmed in New York, June, July, and August of this year in 2015. He'll be performing at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. He's part of Twisted's Midwest Showcase,
Mm.
so very excited to be part of that.
Yes, yes. That's
We're
Chicago's finest right there.
I'm excited. We're going to Danville, Illinois, the YMCA. There's a lot of children that look up to D-Lo, and then moving to
Rochester
Rochester,
and Buffalo.
Buffalo, and California. He's going to California shortly after that. So.
Right. On the 24th, we'll be going to California, primarily San Diego, my hometown,
Mm.
just to see, what his influence
Sure.
might be on the West Coast because here he's very popular here in the Midwest, but the West Coast really doesn't know of him. And so it's like a brand new experience exposing him to local elementary schools, junior highs, high schools, as well as universities and maybe some club bookings as well.
So is speaking engagements part of this? It's not just dancing and performance. It sounds
No.
like it's a very like an informative tour or something
Yeah,
like that.
a lot of the especially the YMCA's and the Boys and Girls Clubs, ask if DLO can speak directly to their teens or to their children that come to the programs to say, you were surrounded by a lot of negativity. What made you be positive? And speak directly from his heart. And then the kids want to ask him personal questions. So he'll talk about his life story and what got him to this point. And then the kids get to ask him questions directly. So specifically, the Danville, Illinois YMCA, that's part of that question and answer. He's also going to be performing in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, as well as Green Bay, and that's Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
And he'll be doing the inspirational talk as well as the question and answer, and then dancing.
Oh wow,
and singing.
That's a lot. That's really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to, one day having D-Lo on my show.
Absolutely.
And I really want to sort of keep up with what's going on with
keeping up with D-Lo.
Yes, keeping up with D-Lo.
You want to film it? You want to film that, Lesley?
You know what? I'd be honored. I'd be honored.
Keep up with D-Lo. Your fans can keep up with D-Lo on
yes.
social media. Guys,
absolutely.
I wouldn't be right if I didn't mention this. He has a website.
Yes.
It is www.officialbopkingdlo.com.
All right.
And you can sign up for the mailing list, and it's called Keeping Up with D-Lo. That way you can stay updated on all the things that go on.
Awesome. Yes. Well, I know I follow D-Lo on Instagram, and he's very funny. That is he has a great sense of humor. So I definitely encourage everyone who's listening to keep up with D-Lo on Instagram. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. The focus of this show is to really highlight, Chicago's finest. What's going on, who are the movers and shakers, and the positive support teams behind some of these awesome talents here in Chicago. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lesley. We love being here.
Thanks. And so, listeners, just stay tuned for the next Contexture TV on the radio. Thank you so much.